On the job this week, we continue our countdown to the green flag of the Coca-Cola 600. I recently visited Charlotte Motor Speedway to get an up-close look at what it takes to be a NASCAR pit crew member. In a sport where events unfold over the course of hours and hundreds of miles traveled, success can come through actions that take mere seconds. Races are often won or lost on pit road. An extra second spent in the pits translates to hundreds of feet on the racetrack. And that distance can be all that separates the car that takes the checkered flag from the driver who comes in second. That puts a lot of pressure on the over-the-wall crew to change all four tires and pack the race car full of fuel in the fastest time possible, but not too quick.
Sometimes slow down and you'll actually go faster. I think sometimes, and this is even true with the professionals that do this for a living, is you get to try to go in too fast and you actually start making mistakes.
Larry McReynolds has been an analyst for NASCAR on Fox since 2001. Way back before his days as a crew chief, Larry Mack served as a jackman in the 80s, at a time when pit crew members wore several hats.
When we were pit crew members back in the 80s, even 90s, everybody was either a mechanic or a fabricator on the race car, and you just picked the people that could change tires and jack the car and dump fuel the best. Today, most of the pit crews for top Sprint Cup Series teams, that's their job for that race team. They don't work on the race car.
In the modern age of pit road service, though, it's athletes that go over the wall.
We started going out and asking football players and soccer players and hockey players and wrestlers and baseball players, were you interested in coming over to NASCAR and trying out this pit crew thing? And a lot of our guys, are former athletes now on pit road.
And the precision work they do is completely choreographed and practiced repeatedly. Even the gas man is required to multitask while carrying an 80-pound can of fuel.
We have those guys pulling tires on both the left side and the right side of the car, and we have them doing wrench adjustments on the car. So sometimes instead of just stepping in and plugging gas, they're making an adjustment, put a can of gas in, step back, and then pull a tire off at the same time. So they have to be pretty mobile.
20 years ago, a 20-second pit stop was the norm. But with better athletes and better equipment, a 12.5-second pit stop is the expectation in today's NASCAR. Thanks to an invitation from our friends at Charlotte Motor Speedway, I had the chance to try it myself.
So we're ready, guys?
At least in a modified way. Larry Mack offered some advice.
Just focus, almost put like blinders on, and don't worry about that other tire changer, and just do your job and focus on, all you're focused on is 5 lug nuts. 5 lug nuts per wheel is making sure they're good and tight, and that'll normally end up being a good solid pit stop.
Hit it! My technique, slow and sloppy. My time was actually respectable, but certainly not the fastest.
And then I got run over 11.74 on the rear to 12.68.
It's difficult to imagine what it's like to be over the wall, lugging an 80-pound tire and trying to complete everything a tire changer needs to do with stock cars speeding all around.
All in 12 seconds. All in 12 seconds, or faster.